Well, 161 Collins Street is one of the older A-grade buildings in Melbourne. However, it's certainly ahead as far as its recycling abilities go. The building introduced a recycling program back in 2008, and unfortunately one of the main tenants in the building still had the problem of having landfill bins under their staff's desks. They were generating over 65% of the building's landfill. So when the grant became available through Sustainability Victoria and we applied for it and were successful in that grant, we knew that that funding would enable us to remove those landfill bins and replace them with commingled bins under desks. I suppose without the funding, we wouldn't have been able to achieve the results we've achieved here. We wouldn't have been able to go from what we were previously with landfill to recycling over 97%. It's also allowed us to spend some money in our loading dock area, put some caging in there. We've repainted it, colour-coded the repainting of the loading dock. We've just procured a new baler, automatic baler for our cardboard. So the funding's been a huge help for us. Each tenant in the building produces their own type of waste stream, and you've got to design your program to cater for them. For example, with the commercial tenants, traditional corporate high-rise building have breakout areas and kitchen areas. Predominantly that's where most people do their eating, and 95% of what they're producing in that kitchen is recyclable. So those areas are set up with commingled and organic waste streams. With the food retail tenants, it's a big issue for them in their kitchens because they're under pressure to get food out to customers. So we had to go into their kitchens and talk to the chefs and the owners of the cafes and restaurants and say, how can we set up a waste stream collection service without impeding on what you guys do as a business, but try and capture the bulk of the organic waste, not contaminate it with commingled waste. So that's been a win for us. Then you look at the clothing retailers here. By talking to them and making them aware that over 90% of their waste is cardboard from the packaging that comes in, and putting that in the correct baling area, that's been a huge difference. You just can't have one model that fits the entire building. You've got to break up your tenants into their particular areas and work with them and identify what their major concerns are and what their waste streams are, and design a program that is easy to work with and that they'll be successful at. I suppose it doesn't matter if you're not a Green Star building, because obviously this building is over 20 years old, this building, but we're achieving results here that are in excess of what Green Star buildings are getting. The main key thing is certainly collaboration, and you have to get your tenants in your building to participate, and obviously have the building owners and the building managers want to see a program like this introduced. And then secondly, what comes from that is educating people about how you're going to go about getting the program to work, and you debunk a lot of those myths that people have about recycling, that it's too hard or it's too scary.
I can say that we did have quite an educational piece around making sure staff, put things in the right places, and it did take some time and a little bit of adjustment, but I think the education has proved rather valuable.
There is an economic benefit to recycling these days, and I can't stress enough that if you don't go down the path of doing the right thing as far as recycling is concerned, it will cost a building more money to continually send stuff to landfill. If you have landfill distributed throughout the tenancies, people will naturally use those landfill bins. So try and cut back on the volume of landfill bins that you have inside your tenancy, because you can guarantee that if it goes to landfill, it's going to go to a hole in the ground. But if you capture 85-90% of that waste and sort it through your organic and your commingled streams, then you're going to recycle over 90% of what you capture there. So that's a big part of it.